Okay, I started the recording and I'm going to go live right here. And I'll give you the cue when we're ready to go, President Kite, if you will. Just takes a second. Okay, we're all set to go, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Due to the COVID-19 and Governor Cuomo's Executive Order number 202.1, the January 27, 2021 Board of Education Action Meeting will be conducted remote means using Zoom video conferencing beginning now at 7:33. The January 27, 2020 Board of Education Action Meeting will be live streamed on the district website at www.freeportschools.org. A link will be provided prior to the meeting on the district website at www.freeportschools.org. Public comments may be submitted through the electronic means via email to Mr. Roberts at freeportschools.org. Statements and questions should include your full name, address, and telephone number. All questions or statements that are not answered during the meeting will be responded to directly as necessary. With that, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag
of
the United States of America
and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. All right. Again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we start off first with board announcements. And we'll start off first with Trustee Lancaster.
Okay. What was it? Monday night, I attended the PTA council meeting, and that's about it. The superintendent was there, and he gave them a brief of everything that's being covered on education, and that's about it.
All right, thank you very much. Next, Trustee Jordan.
No announcements, Mr. President.
Okay, Trustee Castillo.
Good evening, everyone. President Kite, I'm just wanted to share that I'm very excited to represent this coming year the New York State School Board Association's Committee on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and I'll be representing school districts across Nassau County on that committee. So I'm very just excited to participate in that.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So you'll be congratulated again for the free. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome. Trustee Yellowby.
Mr. Ellerby, you have to unmute, sir.
Are we doing wrong? We okay? Did he?
I think he may have accidentally logged out. So as soon as I see him re-enter, I'll let you know, President Kite.
Okay. All right. Tell you what. We'll move forward, and then when he comes in, we'll interrupt, and then I'll go to him, and then we'll go. All right. How's that?
I'll let you know when he returns if you don't see him.
Great. Super. Okay. So with that, we go to the superintendent's report. Dr. Kunchel.
Great. Thank you, President Kite. Good evening. I have two important matters to talk about this evening. A lot happened last week. The governor has presented the governor's executive budget proposal, and then also last Friday, the governor also has announced giving a green light to move forward with high-risk sports. So first, I'll talk about briefly about the governor's budget proposal. Many of you may have followed the governor's presentation, followed by a lot of information in Newsday. And on February 10th, at the next board meeting, we're going to go a lot more in detail what the governor's budget is about, what does it mean to Freeport. But I'll just talk briefly what this budget is about, and certainly the presentation of the budget by the governor was great, and certainly it gives a great impression of how the state aid is increasing for the school districts, including Freeport, but that's not necessarily true at this time. So the governor's executive budget is showing an year-to-year increase of $2.1 billion for the 21-22 school year, which is kind of very driven by the $3.9 billion that's allocated to the school districts under the federal COVID Act, CRRSA Act, and then also $400 million that was previously authorized by federal funding. But all of that is more than offsetting a $600+ million decrease in state aid. And the governor's plan includes introduction of something new called a new aid called shared services aid. And this is nothing but 11 existing expense-driven aids being collapsed into one. And in this area, the school districts are losing over almost $400 million in school aid. We also are not clear about why the STAR monies are included in this budget. You know, that's skewing what the total allocation of dollars for education. And many of us who have been there for a long time, you know, we are used to the governor's terminology of taking away money from school districts. And many of us know something called a gap elimination adjustment. You know, that's a very fancy term the governor used for many years, which was nothing but, okay, this is the money we're going to owe you, but you're not getting it. And this happened for a long time, and literally took about 10 years to finally get rid of the GEA, gap elimination adjustment. So now the governor is introducing something called local district funding adjustment. And that's nothing but a new name for gap elimination adjustment. And he's kind of reducing $1.35 billion. Yes, he's showing as if it's coming from the CRRSA Act. And then also he's taking away to the tune of $1.35 billion. So overall, you know, there is a technically a reduction of over $600 million in school aid. It's almost like a $1.5 billion decrease over 2 years. So we have to further wait and see what all of this means. But those who have seen Newsday and where the breakdown of all the school districts' school aid is given, and although it's shown as a $1.6 million increase in state aid for Freeport from current year to next year, but in reality, it's almost a $400,000 decrease in the state aid. So governor has been talking about needing $15 billion from the federal government. So Hopefully, the funding from the federal government, comes, in a big way. He has included, or he presented his budget based on a $6 billion amount coming from the federal government, 3 billion now and 3 billion next year. And if we get more than that, then we may see an increase in the school aid. And if that comes in the tune of, $10+ billion, perhaps the so-called the new GEA, which is the local district funding adjustment, might go away. So let's hope for the best, and we'll see how the next few weeks will shape. But the governor also is eliminating teacher support programs. There are a couple of funding streams that we have: Teachers for Tomorrow and Teacher Mentor interim program, but the governor is proposing to eliminate that. He's also eliminating any prior state aid due to the districts. So there's often times that certain things have to be revised for previous years, and often you're eligible to receive anything that's missed out on the previous years over a period of time into the future. But now he wants to eliminate any prior year aid that may be due. So again, a lot of things they propose, and eventually they are not likely to happen. But it's critical that we stay on our conversations with our legislators, policymakers, certainly the Board of Education, Superintendents Association, School Business Officials Association. We already have been advocating. We have some scheduled meetings coming up as associations. Virtual lobbying is going to be continuing for the next several weeks, but we need to stay vigilant. The governor also said that there won't be any reduction in state aid in the current year. As you know, he has been threatening us with a 20% reduction. Now he's not talking about it, but still, on one hand, there's some conflicting responses coming from the budget office. It's not going to be, nothing will be happening this year, or could be 5%. And there's already some monies that have been withheld going back August, September. They are going to return that or reimburse that. So we're going to monitor all of these things. We'll go a little more in detail, talking about the governor's budget, and then what's the tax levy cap is going to look like for Freeport. So starting February 10th, we'll engage in, we'll begin and engage in more budget conversations since then, and hopefully there's going to be some news in the weeks to come from the federal government supporting the state governments. So that's on the budget. And the second part is relating to the winter season, high risk sports, and certainly the governor on Friday late evening gave a green signal for high school sports to go forward starting February 1st. However, the governor also left the decision to the local county Department of Health. So the Nassau County Department of Health, they made the decision yesterday, but a formal announcement came only this morning. And certainly you may have heard about Suffolk County also deciding and approving it the other day. So, so Freeport will be moving forward with the winter season with the boys and girls basketball, cheerleading, and wrestling. Uh, it will start on February 1st, and certainly we have to be following all the guidelines from the state, all the local Department of Health, the local agencies have been given the authority to decide on the guidelines. Nassau County decided to have the school districts follow the state guidelines, which the district has been already following the state guidelines, relating to our preseason workouts. The uh, the document that's referred to as so-called the state guidelines is the interim guidance for sports and recreation during COVID public health emergency, which was updated on January 22nd. This is the document that existed for some months now. Uh, I believe this document is already available on our reopening plan, but the revised one, we will post it. And then, and also the New York State High School Athletic Association has had a safety protocol document for all the months, which again, based on the state guidelines and further enhancements, that has been updated on January 25th. Certainly, those have been our guiding documents, and the district will follow those guidelines. And as always, the safety of our students, our student athletes, will be our absolute number one priority. We'll take every step to minimize the risk. Our students and coaches are already familiar with the safety procedures that we have put in place during the preseason workouts, as I said earlier, and did an excellent job abiding all the rules. Kudos to our student athletes and our coaches. And I'm absolutely confident that our safety procedures will continue as we begin the season, and we'll be following all the guidelines. I'll not be going into all the details, but most of the parents of the athletes, they already know. Checking temperatures, masks to be worn at all times as required, the sanitary procedures before games, during timeouts, quarters, all of that will be followed. Benches to be socially distanced. So the 4-week season begins February 1st, and there'll be approximately 8 games scheduled, and then 2 competitions for the cheer teams, and it ends on February 27th. 2 things I'd like to reiterate as we move forward with the season. One is certainly at this time we are recommending no spectators to be allowed at our athletic games or practices as a precautionary measure, and we'll certainly make sure we make arrangements for live stream so that the family is able to watch, and we'll reevaluate our spectator policy as time goes by. There's not much of time, it's a short season. And the other thing, as much the state doesn't require, the state guidelines doesn't require, and the county has allowed or left it to the local districts to decide on any additional safety protocols. So similar to Suffolk County's decision, we and having spoken to the medical experts and our district physician also, we're going to be requiring COVID testing for all student athletes, coaches, and any personnel who'll be working high risk. The testing is recommended to be, every throughout on a regular basis, beginning to the end. So we have a company that we have been working with. The company provides free testing, to all those who have health insurance are able to provide a social security number as they have done for all the staff members. So tentatively, we have this company in place. We're also looking into other option of rapid testing. We're waiting for the county to be able to provide us the testing kits. Honestly, they have not been very helpful as of yet. And certainly, Suffolk County has did a great job, in terms of the announcement, providing the support, providing the kits to all the districts. I'm waiting to hear from the commissioner yet. So we're going to have an alternate also in place, but we are ready to move forward and start the season on February 1st. So that's in a sort of in a little more than in a nutshell, President Kite. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask on both these items.
Questions? I know the budget is a bit, I'm trying to follow it myself, so I appreciate that information. The other stuff I knew there. Okay, any questions from any trustees?
No.
Everybody's good?
No, I think
Yeah.
Dr. Kutchum covered some of my questions, so I don't have anything.
Okay, all right, okay. Do we have Mr. Elby here?
Yes,
All right, Mr. Elby, how you doing there?
I'm great.
Coming back to you in reference to board comments, sir. We know you were there.
Yes,
Announcements, board announcements. I'm sorry, yes. Go ahead.
I have an announcement. Last Friday, the 22nd of this month, the Nassau BOCES made a presentation to Vilma Lancaster. It was the Education Partners Award. It was here in Freeport at 12 noon. It was for her many years of outstanding service to the Freeport school education system. And I had the privilege, along with the executive board of Nassau BOCES, who was also present, to present the award to her. I just mention that and give my congratulations to Vilma.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Vilma.
Yep, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Ready? All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Robert. Questions, comments from the public there?
President Kite, we have no questions on the agenda for this portion, on the
Okay.
agenda items.
Agenda items. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. All right, moving ahead with the board agenda for this evening. Items for action. Ms. Lancaster.
The consent 6.1 consent agenda. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of Freeport Union's Free School District hereby approves 6.2, 6.3, and 6.4.
All right, can I get a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. We're on other items for action. 7.1 personnel. Trustee Maria Jordan Navarro.
7.1 personnel granting of tenure. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Freeport Union Free School District hereby grants tenure status to the following individual: Carlos Morales, Freeport High School, Foreign Languages, tenure date February 5th, 2021.
Right, can I get a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Morales. Moving ahead, 7.2 personnel. Trustee Gabrielle Castillo.
7.2 personnel retirement of staff. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Freeport Union Free School District hereby accepts the letter of resignation for the purpose of retirement from the following staff members: Luz Fernandez, teacher; Ingrid Benedetto, teacher.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. The very best of luck to all those individuals for their service to our district. 7.3, Mr. Ellaby.
Okay, 7.3. Establishment of the annual meeting. And be it resolved that the Board of Education of Freeport Board of Education hereby establishes an annual meeting, the budget hearing and the annual budget vote and trustee elections as prescribed in the following resolutions.
Okay, yeah, we're not going, okay, I think it's kind of self-explanatory.
Mhm.
I just, do me a favor, just read out where it says, be it resolved that the Board of Education. I
Long
think-
one. That's a
yeah.
lot. That's a lot.
No, I'm not. He's not reading all of it. You didn't listen. All them to do was to, where it says, be it resolved that the Board of Education, that sentence, that group right there, for the budget hearing on Wednesday, May the 5th, 2021.
Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Freeport Union Free School District shall hold a budget hearing on Wednesday, May 5th, 2021 at 7:30 p.m.
All right, thank you, Ron. Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. 8.1, I looked that over, other reports to the board, treasury report, so, okay, the extra activities and the cafeteria report, all is done. With that, move to 9.1. Mr. Roberts, again, questions or comments from the public on other topics?
President Kite, I do not see any questions at this time.
All right, you looked on everything there, you know, all the communications to us, your line, the superintendent's line, the board's line, everything there, okay?
Multiple devices.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. And with that, we now move board comments. Okay, we'll start off first with Ms. Lancaster.
No comments.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, I had one question though. Getting back to what Mr. Ellaby was reading, you had him read one portion, but they're like 3 other different sections with dates.
Yeah, it was a lot because
Yeah.
If I may,
one.
President Kite, if you want me to quickly summarize, I can do that, the content of that. So this is all relating to the annual meeting and the budget. So the resolution, as required by law, talks about few things. One is really the budget vote being May 18th, and then the budget hearing, as required by law to be set by the board, it's May 5th. And the nomination for school trustees, the deadline is April 19th.
April 19th.
And it requires 93 signatures for the nomination. And then the petition, community members can submit any petition for any propositions to go on the ballot. Again, this is required by law to publish this. and the deadline is March 19th, and that requires 234 signatures. So that's kind of in a nutshell what that's about. And then it gets published 4 times as required by law. And Mr. Roberts, do you know when the packets will be available, the trustee election packets for anybody to pick up?
Yes, Dr. Country, I'll have those available here at the district office for candidates. They should be able to pick those up at their convenience for any interested community members that are going to run.
All righty.
Excuse me, Kish, with the COVID-19, are we still going to require the 234 signatures?
Right now, that's the requirement of the law.
Right,
And nothing has changed relating to that.
okay,
234 only if anyone is looking to have a proposition to be included, but for the nomination signatures for a school trustee, that's only 93.
okay.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Country. That made it easier because it was a lot. I didn't want to put several more. All righty. Getting back to board comments. I think I was Jordan. If I'm correct. I'm sorry. Am I right?
I just want to say congratulations to all the new appointees and to the retirees. I'm going to give a special thank you as a parent to Ms. Luz Fernandez. You definitely are one of those teachers who made a huge difference, not only in both my children, but many of the students throughout your years. So I truly, truly appreciate everything you have done as a teacher, as a dual language teacher, and I wish you nothing but the best. Congratulations on your retirement.
Yeah. Thank you. Well said. All good? Okay. Trustee Castello.
Thank you, President Kite. I just wanted to give my special shout out to Ms. Benedetto, who is also retiring this year. Very, very sad to see her name here, the retirees, but you know, just again, one of the outstanding educators that we have here in our district. Thank you for everything that you've done. Ms. Benedetto, you will be truly, truly missed. And I am sad that my little one won't have the opportunity to have you now, but good luck to you in the next chapter.
Well said. Thank you. Good job. All righty. Mr. Ellaby.
No comment, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan. Okay. Mine will be brief. Couple of things here. Our area is Area 11, which is Nassau County, and congratulations, because we don't get paid, but to Gabby Castillo for representing our area for the New York Sports Association Committee on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Thank you.
You know, we are very proud. That's above and beyond, so we appreciate that. And also to Trustee Lancaster, also nominating and winning a spot in the New York State School Boards Association, Black School Boards Association, Area 11, Nassau County. And I'm very excited, reference to we're doing little things, one thing at a time, and getting our students, our athletes back into their role as we move along with the school year with the high-risk sports. And I'm sure that, you know, as we've been sharing with our students, we will do our very best for that. And then lastly, to Ms. Lancaster, my VP, for receiving her honor. You know, we had the presence of being there on Friday for the Nassau BOCES Honors Educational Partner. The only thing I feel bad about, but you know, due to COVID and whatever, you know, we won't have a meal and an opportunity, but we'll get you some Ramos. We'll work it out.
Ramos. Well, how about my birthday and Gabby's birthday? Where's our birthday cake?
We'll work it out. We'll get it. All right, but to you ladies and everybody, congratulations. I'm very, very happy for you. in reference to that. And with that, that concludes our board comments. And now we turn it back over to the superintendent for his.
Thank you, President Kite. I'd like to extend my best wishes to Ms. Fernando and also Benedetto for their outstanding years of service, dedication, commitment to our students. Certainly, we're going to see them hopefully celebrating the retirement of not only Ms. Fernando and Benedetto and others sometime in May, June. And again, congratulations to Ms. Lancaster and Ms. Castillo for. And I just want to relay to the listeners. This appointment is a big deal, you know, and it's so great to have Freeport on the map, and not only representing the entire county on behalf of the New York States Association. They're representing for the children of entire New York, and more so, it's really selfishly, also promoting, Freeport interests, and our story is a big story that we need to tell that fits into, both this wonderful being on the committee of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and also being a part of the Black Caucus group. That's very important for Freeport. And I know the board members have always taken a role beyond. I know Mr. Kite said they don't get paid, but their pay got doubled, just now, like another 1 0 and another 0 got added to another assignment, other leadership role that's taken on. So, but thank you for doing that. And certainly we are excited for the kids who are looking forward to that, but we'll make sure safety is a priority, and we're going to monitor very closely as things take shape week by week, what that means to us, our region, and then whatever decisions we need to make at that time, at that appropriate time, we'll make them accordingly. President Kite, a request for an executive session to discuss one specific legal matter.
Hey, thank you. With that, I need a motion to move into an executive session for a matter of legalese. Can I get a
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
all right? Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So with that, we're going to move to executive session, and then we will come back, and then after that, and then close our meeting. So with that, Mr. Roberts.
Sure, President Kite, just give me 2 seconds here to make the adjustments.
Live, we back in?
We're here.
Just give me 1 second, President Kite. We're just waiting for the live stream to go back, and then we can close the meeting for the public. All set, sir.
Oh, okay. We're back in session, so thank you. Our next board meeting will be February the 10th. So the motion to close our present board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Everybody get home safe, and we'll check the news and see what's happening with our poor kids.
Oh, their pictures are on the TV now.
Okay, all right, guys. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Right.
Okay,
Oh, boy.
we'll talk.